Right, guys, what's up? My name is Sam, and I'm here to break down the first week of LCK. And this week was pretty exciting. We got to see all the teams and how they're functioning, and I'm just gonna go day by day, match by match, so that we, um, you know, get all of it underway. So the opening match of the LCK Spring Split 2020 was T1 up against Damwon Gaming, which was quite a hype match actually. The swapped coaches, Zephyr going to Damwon Gaming, Coach Kim going to T1, and the match result was T1 winning 2-1. However, they had really questionable drafts, and I thought they were gonna lose 2-0. The third game looked a lot better, but the second game they last picked LeBlanc into Ornn mid, so that was really, really questionable. I expected like Cassiopeia or Zero or something, but they picked LeBlanc and they were behind, and then some stuff happened, and eventually they won. And it's also important to say that um, there were no player swaps. T1 played Roach, Kaz, Faker, Teddy, and Effort, and Damwon Gaming played Nuguri, Canyon, Showmaker, Nuclear, and although no, I think that Damwon started Void for the first two games, and then they swapped him out for Burial in the game 3, but they lost, so it is what it is. I think T1 really didn't look that great, neither of Damwon did, but yeah, T1, I mean, good for them to pick up a win, but yeah, it was not really all that clean. Then for the second match of the day, it was Genji up against Katie, and when I saw Katie winning 1-0, I was like, what? And the team composition was really well played, and they snowballed very fast. However, Genji just kind of steamrolled after that. I think they played quite well. I think Ruler did ruler things, and I think botlane was a huge reason why they won. But I think for KT, Kuro looked quite good. Again, like, you're playing versus BDD, who is a proven mid laner, and were able to show up quite a bit. So thumbs up for KT, I guess. I didn't expect 2-1. I expected 2-0, but yeah, it was what it was. Then the next day we had Sandbox versus APK Prince. Sandbox won 2-0 quite convincingly. They pretty much played their early game style, and X was getting literally outplayed by Summit in the top lane. Summit played really well the whole series. On Flick also. They didn't play Root, they played Leo with Gorilla. And APK played different mid laner than Cover. I think they played Keen. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but yeah, it didn't matter. They lost, it was wash, so next series was Afrika versus Griffin, and Afrika won 2-0. However, the score doesn't really tell the story, because Griffin played quite well, and I think the games were really back and forth, and the highlight was the kiting from Mystic on Ash. You can look up the highlight, but it was really like, wow. It was quite phenomenal. And yeah, it was fun to watch, but Mystic didn't play game 1. They played SS, double S, who is a substitute AD carry, but I don't know why. I don't know what was the reason. I think he was playing better in scrims. So yeah, but Mystic came in and guided the entire team on Ash, so that was really beautiful to watch. But as I've said, Griffin displayed quite a bit of, resistance. Debatedly because of draft, but I think Africa was the better team in the end for sure. Well, Friday we had Hanwha Life versus T1, where Hanwha actually won against T1, and again, the drafting from T1 was really bad. Like, they always rely on Teddy to carry a late game. Without Teddy, they are really doomed, and I think that, you know, just just blows because they have so much potential everywhere, but you know, the last game was like Olaf for Haru and um, Soraka for QA in the top lane and Yumi for Jelly, rather Lehans. I'm confused now. Um, yeah, Lehans was the first LCK player who really like pushed Yumi forward and really showed how great the pick was. And so, you know, Olaf could do whatever he wanted, and I feel like Olaf was a really good pick there. He could pick up Spirit Visage and just tank the entire team. T1 couldn't kill anyone. Like once it got to late game, they couldn't do anything. So yeah, I was not surprised to see them win. Also, Hanwha Life didn't play Lava nor Zenith. They played Vista, who is their support substitute. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but yeah, it is what it is. Also, T1 played Roach for game 1, then they lost, so they swapped him out for Kana. Kana came in, won the second game, and then he stayed in, and they also lost the third game, so yeah. We saw Kana. Kana played pretty well, but yeah, didn't matter because the drafting was so terrible. Then we had Dragon Axe up against KT, where KT actually put up a fight and again won a game. Dragon Axe won 2-1, but it was exciting because we saw Doran not play, and we saw Chovy play top lane, and we saw Quad, their substitute mid laner, play mid. And Quad was decent, there were multiple points in the game where his positioning was really off, but I think that's normal, a rookie coming in. But Chovy looked like one of the best top laners in the LCK. It's so silly, right? But he just the game that is very memorable was where he played in game 3 Aatrox into Sol once, Camille, and he just solo on the lane. And even when enemy jungler came, he just turned it around and nearly killed both of them. So it was really impressive to see. And even in an interview he said like, I might consider swapping to top. Like, it's crazy, but I think he can do it. Honestly, I think Chovy is really talented. Not an unpopular opinion by any means, but on Saturday we had Damwon Gaming up against APK, where someone won 2-0. However, one game in particular was very close, and Damwon just won by base race, backdoor, whatever you wanna call it. Nuguri's rise was really great, but they nearly won. Damwon is not looking great, and that also makes me feel like T1 is not really great because T1 barely won versus Damwon. So yeah, APK is not doomed for sure. I think they have potential in the players, but I think Damwon is, I don't know. They look really lost sometimes, but they just won because the individuals were better, much better. Then we had Genji versus Griffin, and Genji won 2-0. They played very cleanly, and the games were slow, but it was very showing uh, the draft discrepancies inside of the game. You know, we saw Bart come out, for example. I also was very happy about that, and I was very happy about it myself because Griffin just put, I believe it was Stam or Kench in that game, or Brom, and they just, no, it was Brom, and they picked Bard into it, and Bard, Alice talked about it in I was talked about it as like he got indirectly buffed because solo XP is stronger, and yeah, it makes sense. And the pick looked quite good. It wasn't like breakout, like I don't know, but no, they could never felt like Genji could lose. So kind of very very good games and very good draft as well. Uh, I think yeah, I think Genji is looking pretty strong. And then we have the final two games which were played today. We have Dragon X up against Sandbox, um, where Dragon X, I believe, 2-0'd Sandbox. No, they 2-1'd. They won 2-1, but all the games were really close and back and forth. And I think that if Keria and Yoshik didn't pop off that hard in game 3, then they could have very well lost because Doran got really ahead in the top lane, but Summit kept playing well and they broke inhibitor in like minute 17 in the top lane, but that just meant that Sandbox could scale up, and Zoe was really almost like killing their entire team, but towards the end, Keria, I think, the game MVP was Pioshik. He won with Elise for the first time in the LCK this season, but Elise got her first win, but Pioshik played well. But I still kind of want to say that, I think that Keria played very well on the Thresh. Found multiple hooks, death sentences, and multiple plays where he just really set up his team to win. Chovy was on Kiana that last game, and Kiana and LCK never looks too good because, except if you're Life, then it kind of looks good. But if you're any other team that plays slow, plays methodic, it doesn't really show too great of a potential. The final game of the week was Afrika versus Life, where Afrika came out victorious 2-1. Mystic played all the games, and Spirit pulled out Karthus, and it looked quite good. Life looked very good as well. I mean, these two teams are very good in their current form. Keen looked quite not so great some of the games, but you know, it's Keen. They're gonna win, so yeah. All right, and I think that's all. That's it. You know, the strongest teams right now probably Afrika, Genji, Dragon X, and Life. Below that, maybe Sandbox, AT. You know, T1 and Damon don't really look good. So yeah, interested to see. But that's gonna be it. Thank you all for watching, and see you next week.